You're the United States and you want to slow a rising China. What do? Your best bet is to keep them trapped in the first island chain. I spoke about this in this video. Your war games show that in a confrontation in this neighborhood, it results either in your loss or your victory, but it comes at such a high cost that you're no longer a superpower anymore. So first, you try and beat them in high tech. AI or drone technology, especially in the Navy, but the Chinese are playing the high-tech game as well. So you need to hedge your bets in case you don't win that race. You have two options. Option one, get help. You want the Japanese to remilitarize, you want the Europeans to remilitarize so that they can focus on Russia and you can move resources elsewhere. Even better, you cut a deal with the Russians so that both them and the Europeans can help you in the Chinese theater as well. But the Russians don't want your deal. They don't trust you. Your old allies are all facing economic stagnation, demographic decline, and they're more worried about paying pensions, let alone increasing their military budget. So you need to look for greener pastures. Ideally, you want a big power that's relevant for the region. That is India. And this is why the United States rekindled the Quad in 2017. The Quad is really just the US, two countries that were already its allies, and India. You want them strong enough to draw Chinese attention from the east over to the west, but not too strong that they stop following the leader. That leader must always remain you. And therein lies the problem. India wants the military tech, it wants the market access, it will help with China, but it wants to do it on its own terms. Having India move towards being a $10 trillion economy without bowing to your authority is causing you some anxiety. Because eventually it'll mean that you don't have to deal with just one rising power, but two. Your position and privilege as global superpower is based on domination everywhere, all at once. So rising powers don't fit with your mission statement. You do have another option. Option two, retreat. Let China rise or not. Let the Indians and Japanese try to stop them. America doesn't need to control the whole world. That's expensive. Maybe too expensive given your debt situation is going out of control. If the US giving up and isolating sounds ridiculous to you, this is currently being talked about in Washington right now. The world looks very different depending on which path Washington takes here. One is underpinned by continued American leadership, multilateral institutions, and the world will look largely similar to the one we're used to, even if it does have to morph and change a little bit to accommodate rising powers like India. The other world is the unknown wilderness, where competing visions for the future of humanity duke it out in Darwinian anarchy. The European Union desperately wants option one, that's why they're trying to get the US back to the table. China and Russia want option two because it weakens the Western alliance and they want the chaos. And for India, both options sound pretty good, to be honest. But option one is definitely a smoother ride up. Regardless, we have interesting times ahead. See you next time.